All right, welcome back to Noise Avocation Podcast, whatever episode this is.
70-something.
70-something. I think it'll be 72 or something like that. I don't have anything special. It's the end of the year. It's getting close to the end of the year at least. So I think we've talked about this once or twice already on an episode that we released previous, but Black Christmas is coming up.
And we have a special guest today.
Yeah, so somebody who hasn't played with their band in, what would have been 7 years now, since 2016, he said was the last time he played. So.
Correct.
And I got to see them at Motor City Fest 2016, which was the first and only time that I had gotten the chance to see them, which was fucking awesome. And I've been a big fan of this band for quite a while. Jeremy, you've been a big fan for even longer. It's cool to fucking be able to sit and talk with them. So we have Lenny here from Earthmover with us, and we're going to get into talking with him about the upcoming show, some Earthmover stuff, some hardcore stories, some of, this and that and other things.
The normal good stuff you would expect from us.
Yeah, if you're a listener, you know we get into varying topics all over the place with everybody that we interview and try to pull out all the good secrets and whatnot. But before we jump into talking with him, we were going to play a track off Death Carved in Every Word called Trust the Few, which, if you're an Earthmover fan, I'm sure you've heard by now. But if you are not, just for perspective, you can get a taste of what the band's about. Lenny does vocals for Earthmover, for anybody that does not know. So you get a little sample of like his vocal style, his band, and what they're all about. So unless you have anything else, Jeremy, I'm going to jump into that.
Everybody enjoy.
first and foremost, Lenny, thanks for jumping on the show. We appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you.
Yeah, it's cool to get to talk to you. Like I met you very, very briefly, like a hi-bye type of thing, when you guys played Motor City Fest in 2016. And I can't remember if it was at Corktown or if it was at Leland City Club. I don't remember which night you guys played, but that was the one and only time. Okay, it was City Club. That was the one and only time I got to see Earthmover play, because I'm a little younger, so I missed like the glory days.
Sure. Yeah, that was a pretty good show. You know, I'm really looking forward to the production of what's coming up here in a few weeks. Jeff and Ramona, they are putting together stuff awesome. So, you know, big props to them. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I can't fucking wait for that. I actually was at the first reunion show, and I don't know what year it was at.
2010, I believe.
Yeah, it was 2010. My kid was 3 years old. That's how I measure things now, how old my kid was. And I can't believe that many years have gone by already. Man.
You know, it's funny. Somebody just sent me something about that the other day, and I was like, holy moly, what was that, 13 years ago?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
And that was, Jeremy, you said there was somebody passing out like a bunch of Earthmover merch and stuff.
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, that was
Andy?
That was Andy Dempster, our old guitarist.
Yeah, Andy was. Yeah, that was like that was better than any Santa present I could ever get. Just giving away 7 inches, and I got a
hardcore Santa.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Didn't he make like little packages, and they were all his old label stuff, like Tryphon, and a bunch of stuff. That was really cool.
Oh, Andy. Dude, it was sick. I was like, holy fuck. Yeah, it was like, it was fun. It was almost like all wrapped up, and it was crazy. Punk rock.
Yeah,
Christmas.
he did a good thing that night. I was really bummed that Andy couldn't do the show with us. You know, the people we got doing it, they're fantastic, and you know, I'm super grateful for everybody that's putting in on this project right now. But you know, it would have been really nice to have Andy involved. But you know what? He's doing his own thing right now, and moving on with his life, being an awesome dad. So you know, wish him all the best.
Right on.
Wasn't it Plus Minus Records?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I
thought.
It
was. Yeah, it was.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Themes from Everyday Life was the first Plus Minus release, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yes, I believe it was. Yep. I believe it was. Yeah, he did that. He did his Tryphon stuff. You know, it leaves me what else he did.
Blood Pack.
Like completely.
I got a Blood Pack.
Blood Pack. There you go. Yeah.
In that bundle, which was super cool. It's hard to get that stuff.
Yeah, I bet it's pretty impossible to find now.
It's amazing when you do see it, the price that some people want for it.
I know.
Like, it'll be a CD that's got
CD. Are you serious? Like,
oh, yeah. They'll be like $50, $60, like, for the CD.
I know I saw an Earthmover sweatshirt a couple years back on eBay. It was going for like $90 bucks.
Yeah.
And it blew me away. I was like, man, go get yourself a new Champion sweatshirt, kid.
Yeah, right?
That's crazy, dude. That thing's so hammered. Looks like my dog slept on it for a week.
Yeah.
From week to year.
I know, like, and that's the thing, like, with that old merch, like, a lot of that stuff, it's been sitting in people's closets for so long that it's got tiny little holes in it from moths and shit, and then they're like, yeah, $120 for this, like, half-eaten jersey, and I'm like, fuck.
But they get it, dude. It is crazy.
I know.
You know, it's funny, speaking on that, I have a Terror shirt, like, from their first tour. I bought on their first tour probably, 20 years ago, 15, 16 years ago, something like that. And that, you know how you have a shirt and it just rotates through your drawers? You never really wear it anymore.
Yeah.
But it kind of just sits there and it goes from one drawer to the other. And it's in perfect condition. And you don't want to get rid of it, but you don't want to throw it out. It just kind of hangs out. I have that. I swear to God, you can go in my drawer right now, and it's like a 3/4 length fucking T-shirt, and that thing has just been rotating the same 5 drawers for the last 15, 16 years.
Just a minty fucking Terror shirt. floating around.
Yeah, it is. It's perfect condition.
That's
and
funny.
my wife keeps on like, you should throw it on eBay. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna buy this, but I guess now thinking about it, somebody might.
I guarantee somebody would.
Is it from the lowest of the low tour or whatever? Fuck yeah.
I think that's what it was, man. Yep.
That would have been like 2003, maybe 2000, because that's right when that band started.
Right.
Let me see.
And I love that record, man, from front to back. Like that's, if I was on a desert island, that one would come with me.
Solid. That's my favorite tarot.
Definitely.
100% solid. I don't know if it's nostalgia purposes or, I just like the rawness of it, vocal, everything. It was just that album ripped, man.
The emotion of it just makes me want to whatever's going on in life, that kind of shit makes you want to fucking push through it,
Absolutely.
So for the upcoming show for Black Christmas, who do you have playing with you with Earthmover?
Great question. So we have Aaron Ruby, who was he came with Earthmover in 1998 when we played. We toured Europe, did a bunch of shows here in the States. Aaron played bass for us on that tour. The bass player we had, he left. We needed to fill in. Aaron was playing, I believe he was playing a Universal Stop at the time, so he came over, and then he's the only true original member that we have playing right now. We have Jeff Schenken. He did 2010 reunion with us. And then on top of that, we have Mike Eckert. He plays in Poison Tongues. He played in The Alliance. And we have Chris Rothen, who's guitarist for Stick to Your Guns. He'll be playing with us that night. So it's a pretty good lineup.
That's what's up.
Yeah, nice.
I just saw it would have been Walls of Jericho and Stick to Your Guns. Or not Stick to Your Guns, I'm sorry. Let It Die play not too long ago. And fucking, Aaron just tears it up on that fucking stage, dude.
Oh, dude, he's a savage.
Like,
so good. I
still,
love fucking playing with that guy. He fucking sends it every time, man.
Now you mentioned Universal Stop. It's one of Aaron's bands. It's called like Object in the Mirror or Object of the Mirror, something like that.
Okay.
And maybe ask him about it or something. I got this cassette tape, and I give it to him if he wants it back or something. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm sure he'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. Aaron, I think probably one of the most approachable people that I've ever met. He's just great guy. You should bring it up to him, man. I'm sure he'd be stoked to talk about it.
Right on.
When was the last time the Earthmover played before this upcoming show?
We did that Leland City Club show for Motor City Fest.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the 2016 one.
That 2016, yeah. That was the last time, man.
Holy
truth
shit.
be told, I didn't know if we'd ever do it again.
Yeah.
It's if they hadn't come to me, like I love playing with it. I love playing with Earthmover. I love the music. For me, it's pretty timeless. And just getting together with everybody and setting it off is great. But I truly didn't know if it would ever happen again. And, Ramona hit me up from Black Iris. She kind of pitched the idea to me. And I was like, man, I don't know. Didn't even want to. I think that was my first question. I was like, I don't think anybody even wants to hear us anymore. Like, our response at the Motor City Fest, it was good. It was, it was good, but, it wasn't over the top. It's just lately, within the last month and a half, it's been just crazy. Like, I've been talking to people I haven't talked to in 20 years, and tons of people reaching out, and the interest is just so phenomenal that I'm like, wow, there has been talk about possibly doing some other shows as well. So it's been really cool.
Well, it's
really
like
and I gotta.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just have to give it up to Black Iris and Ramona and Jeff from Coldest Life, because if they didn't come to me and really be like, this is a really good thing, you should really, really think about it. I truth be told, I don't know if I do it, man. I'm a dad, and I've got a career and stuff like that. And, everybody's got a reason why, right?
Right.
But I got to give it to them for giving me a healthy, awesome reason why to step up and reach out to everybody and try to put this together. And it just fell into place, man. Some of the best things are just, when you put them together, they just come together easy, and this just came together easy. And there's been a few bumps, but nothing that causes a nosebleed or anything like that. Everybody gets along, so I think it's gonna be friggin' awesome, man. Honestly,
like I was gonna say before. I mean, I was fortunate enough, to see you in 2010, because at that point I was in the position of I'm never gonna see this band, because I was the younger kid at that time, and then now I get to go again, and it's like I'm fucking super stoked, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, that 2010 show, when I was playing it then, that was 13 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Like, I was looking out while I was playing, and I was like, God damn, that's fucking brutal. And that's going to be, what, 1/8 the size of the crowd that's going to be there for Black Christmas? So, 1/8, 1/10, 1/15. And that show was one of the best shows we ever played.
That shit, I couldn't honestly speak for like 3 days. I was like, what's up, man? It's like I was screaming every fucking word, dude.
Absolutely. I'm a huge advocate of, just going as hard as you can, sending it as hard as you can, dancing as hard as you can, just fucking going. And that show is the epitome of that. And I'm really hoping that this show topples that. And I know it will. Just with everybody we talked to, spots we're getting, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be not to be missed.
Fucking A. I quit smoking due to the last time I went to the Cold as Life reunion show, and I didn't get to see Cold as Life. I got slumped during Death Threat, and I was like, man, I danced around for Shattered Realm like a little bit, and I was like, and I'm like, I gotta stop this shit. So hopefully by the time
there you go,
3 weeks, I'll be good.
Dude, you got 3 weeks to get that fucking cardio.
Dude.
Conditioning yourself for a mosh pit.
I need to get one of those Poison Tongue shirts that says I'm too old for this pit. This shit's so funny.
Yeah, that was a pretty good shirt, wasn't it?
Oh,
I think that was a creation of Justin, from what I heard. That was Justin's fantastic little contribution to the band. That's a badass shirt, man.
That was the Danny Glover one you were telling me about? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Would have been perfect.
Yeah. No, that is dope.
So good.
Yeah, when I seen you guys in 2016, I'd never been to Leland City Club. It was kind of a weird little room. Like, it was very, very dark in there, and it was, I don't know, it was a strange venue to have that big of a show going on, because it was like remnants of Cold as Life and stuff, and I don't know, it was an awesome show, but it was just a weird place to have it, I felt like.
It was, but I got to give it props out to Critter and Jim Davey, who from Poison Tongues, who did that show there that night. They needed a venue. They dug deep, they found one, and they made it work, right?
Yeah. If
you would have asked me then, I would have never expected that they would have been able to do that show there, because we used to go to the City Club 20, 30 years ago and just get stupid there. I'd never thought that they'd be doing hardcore shows there. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I had never been there. I walked in and I didn't really know what to expect. And they're like, here, go upstairs to this room or whatever. And then it's like tucked back in a corner. And I'm like, is this the place? And then like you see some people jumping around and you're like, oh shit, yeah, okay, it's here.
Shit.
Yeah, that was wild to go. That was different. It was different. Absolutely.
Yeah, it was still a lot of fun though. But so in between then and now, have you been rehearsing and stuff with Earthmover, or are you just gonna go up there and just give it your all at the show?
You know what? I have to practice, man. So if I don't, I went away. We've been trying to get practice together for a few months now, and I went out to Montana for a while, and that's when we were supposed to start practicing, and I wasn't able to, so I hit those guys up before I left, and I'm like, listen, man, I need to scar up my voice before we do this, because if I don't get a month's worth of practice in, I'm going to sound like shit that night.
Right.
And, I mean, you can go out there and play an instrument, but if my voice doesn't have time to, if I don't have time to really beat it up, let it heal, beat it up again, let it heal, and kind of temper it for the abuse that I'm going to put it through that night.
Yeah.
Be absolutely worthless, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah, it's like developing a callus for it, kind of, or even
Yeah.
like working
You know,
out almost.
absolutely. You know, I think that's the best, metaphor for it.
Analogy.
You're developing a callus for it, because and that's what I told those guys. I was like, I got to scar this up a little bit, or it's not going to sound good. The first practice we did, I think I did 2 songs, and I just completely blew my voice out. And then it went away. It came back, and then I did the same thing, but it was really weird. It came back, like I did 2 songs, and then my voice took a pretty good hit, and I was like, I don't know if this is going to work tonight. And then, I just kept on redlining it, and it came back. And that's the first time it's ever happened. So I was like, all right. And now, I just do certain exercises, getting it ready for the show.
Right.
And I think it's going to be, it's going to be good. We got a couple practices this week. We're practicing on Sunday and another day. So
yeah.
We're going to do 2 this week, one, and then we're going to do another 2. And I think we should be good to go, man.
That's one thing about you and Earthmover, especially on the albums, is your vocals are so, like, it's you, and how you guys layered them on both albums. Sure. Like that. I mean, it's very very Lenny, and I can see why you're like, I gotta fucking beat this thing up and get ready, because it's definitely
and it's absolutely, it's funny because Earthmover was my first band that I ever played in, right? I've played in a handful since then. But when I found those guys, when Earthmover first started, man, other than listening to hardcore and being in it from, a more spectator standpoint, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Right. And it was, the early guys in Earthmover, the guys who were in, like, Mike Hasty from Scruffy Tearaways, and, those other dudes that they really did. They coached me through it. They gave me tips. They yelled at me. I remember recording the first Earthmover, Things from Everyday Life. They would literally piss me off to get my voice to the standard that it was acceptable. Like, I'm not even joking you. Like, and you're young and dumb and fucking,
piss and vinegar.
You let things get you piss and vinegar. And I remember Mike would just drive me crazy until the point I wanted to fucking break and let me loose on the mic. And then it would come through 100 times better than it did the 15 other guys that I tried to record it. So.
Now, that actually makes sense listening to it, because you do have a very aggressive vocal style. Like, there's a ton of hardcore bands out there that they have that kind of, trying to think of the right word for it, kind of like prison yard type of sound, like tough guy shit. But, like, your voice on Earthmover is very distinctive. So it makes sense that you had to be pissed off to get that out of you.
Oh, you can definitely feel the red line on the fucking albums, as you put it. Right.
I don't know. I never took, I never listened to anybody else and was like, I'm going to sing like that. Right. I've never been able to do that. I don't know if other people can. I can't. I just went out there and did it, found something that really moved me vocally or lyrically, and then just sent it, and how it came out is how it came out. With a lot of my later bands, I would sing more cleanly, not so much really redlining it, like the band I did with Andy Demps, who was an Earthmover. We did more of like a Japanese thrash, more melodic, really rock and roll hardcore band that, if you can even put it that way, more Motorhead style, I guess, for people.
Is that Nightbringer?
Nightbringer, yeah. And it was really good to play in that, because we had some, my vocal pattern parts were, some of them were heavy, and they're really heavy, but then some of them were really more rock and roll oriented type stuff, and that was super fun to do. And the variance that I was able to get out of my voice with that stuff, it was a challenge, but it was super cool.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to that.
I don't know.
Yeah, that stuff's great, man.
Listen to it, to be honest with you.
So somebody told me, actually Nate Stickney said that you used to spin vinyl, and you were the first person to expose him to like electronic music, and apparently you'd take him to raves, and he wants to know, how was that crossover?
It wasn't. I think it was just an underground thing. At Detroit, in the 98, 99, it just kind of fell into it. Like spinning vinyl, I don't know if I go that far. I had a turntable, listen to records on it, but nowhere would I ever say that I did anything to the max effects like that. I think the allure of that, just of the underground scene, like I loved hardcore, and I loved the, just the allure of it not being the mainstream, right?
Right.
So then other people took me to like these underground dark parties where it was super hard, intense fucking beats. And, I loved hip hop, especially underground hip hop. And then that kind of crossed over with hardcore. And, I just kind of fell into it. And I got to see some amazing artists, dude. It was, and at that time in Detroit, it was fucking dark,
Yeah.
It was, a lot of people think it was all that happy go-go fucking raver bullshit. But it was fucking dark, dude. And I remember it's still my friend to this day. I was at a party and I look over and there's a dude wearing a fucking Earthmover sweatshirt with a back patch on it. And I'm like, what the? I was like, am I seeing this correctly? Like, I thought I was the only person here from the hardcore scene. And then I start meeting people and it's all these fucking hardcore
Like, you
kids are there.
motherfuckers been hiding here the whole time?
Right. All these metal kids. And I'm like, dude, like, this is, and it was the same thing. It was like, yeah, they loved hard music. And there's that giant misconception that it was, just a bunch of fucking bullshit. And I don't know what it is now. Like, I haven't even been a part of that or even known about that in 20 years. But
was it still like crazy like at a
really
hardcore?
heavy electronic music? I would say, it was in the 90s, late 90s, especially Detroit hardcore, it's a fucking violent scene, dude,
Yeah.
And now it is a figment of that. I don't even think that exists anymore. I don't know.
I totally know, dude. I totally, it's gotten way easier to dance. I mean, even like, we'll go to 2010. Like, that shit was, like, tight.
Sure.
Like, you know what I mean? It was, like, a very old-school style fucking pit. Like, and now you have so much room. Like, I mean, I like when people are, like, packed in that motherfucker, And,
absolutely.
It's like, yeah, you're going to get hit. Like, get the fuck in.
Well, I feel like if you're all packed together, you're less likely to get caught with like a wound up fist or kick because you don't have the room to be able to wind that up.
I know.
Yeah, you're almost protected by each other.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like you got somebody else's shoulders and elbows protecting your face, whereas like you got all this room now. You got some guy doing like spinning backflips and you catch one of those. Like he had a lot of room to wind that backflip up or the kick or the fist or whatever he's throwing.
And there's a lot more chicks dancing now too.
Absolutely. People throwing haymakers and fucking spin kicks and all that crazy shit.
I fucking love it.
Like I do. I love it, man. I was at that 2010 show. I was looking out and I was just like, Jesus Christ. Like these kids are fucking murdering each other. That's great. I loved it. That was, and that was the original allure that got me into it. Right. I love that aspect. And I just hope that will be brought out again on December 30th. And I think it will,
I'm
with
sure
the respect for everyone that gives each other, I still love that, that angst and that fury. So hopefully everybody brings it that night.
I would be surprised if they did not, to be honest.
I think it's like as you get older, you get more and you don't get as many chances to release it. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
sure.
You're not going to a show every weekend.
Absolutely. Or you just got to be safe. Like,
right.
Somebody was like, oh, why don't you dance anymore? I was like, man, I'm fucking 49 years old. Not saying that I'm not in the shape too, but, I got a job and shit. I can't be showing up with a black fucking eye.
Yeah.
I got to take my daughter, and do all these fucking daughter functions. And, she already thinks I'm nuts enough. I can't be coming out doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
When I came home from the Cult is Life reunion show, and I had a broken nose, and it's pretty crooked, and my old lady's like, my kid's looking at me all fucked up, and she's like, I told you he fucking used to do this shit, you know? I was like all smiling because I love that shit. I mean, like as fucked up as that sounds, I mean, that fucking, I didn't see the hit coming, but when I woke up, I was like, yeah, you know? And then they wouldn't let me finish the show. I had to go to the hospital.
Well, who wouldn't let you finish the show?
You know?
Actually, judging by the video when you woke up, it looked like you had no idea what the fuck
No,
was
I
going
didn't.
on.
I didn't know what was going on for about 5 seconds. That was the
That's
first time
great.
I've ever been knocked out, and it was fucking weird.
That's wild.
But
Well,
worth
hopefully
every
you don't
minute.
have any cognitive impairment since then.
Oh, no, I'm good, I think.
There you
I
go.
hope you're able to
Awesome.
make it through the whole
I
Black
think.
Christmas show.
Oh, I will. I'm hiding now. I'm going to go to my old man section.
Don't
and
take
fucking...
any side steps into the...
And the thing is, too, in that particular instance, all I wanted was just for death threat, dude. I was like, I'm going to sing a couple songs up here. I'm going to fucking scream some shit, and then I'm going to go back to where I was. Nope. Anyway.
Yeah, what did Tyson say? You know, everybody's plan goes out right after you get punched in the face.
Yep.
Every good plan dies after you get punched in the face, something like that. So
Poison Tongues is playing Black Christmas too, then, aren't they? And you're not singing for them anymore, are you?
actually, I'm not, but I am doing 2 songs with them that night.
Fucking A.
Okay.
That'll be the first time that I've played with them in 4 or 5 years. Yeah, so we're gonna set it off, do a couple of shows with them. I think they're playing down in the Magic Stick bar area.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have a stage set up. I don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly certain that's where they're gonna play. So it should be good, man. It should be real good.
Yeah, it
So
seems like a lot of shows that I've been to there, they'll alternate. Like, they'll use the bigger stage for one band and the smaller stage for another, and they use the in-between for, like, setup times.
Gotcha.
So one band can set up while the other one's tearing down or whatever, playing. And it works pretty smooth.
It does, absolutely. I think they're actually playing right, and I may be wrong, but right when you walk in the door to the Magic Stick in front of the bar right there. I think they may be playing on the first floor right there. So that could be pretty sick if that does happen like that.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a smaller stage, but it's still, like, I've seen Coffin Cats there. I've seen tons of bands play that stage, and, like, I've seen it packed, like, and it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. That would be good, man. That would be real good.
After this show, then, musically, is that pretty much it for you, or
I don't know. It's kind of. I'll be honest with you. It kind of sparked, a little bit interest in it again. There has been talk amongst, a few of us, me and Aaron in the band that, we may do a few more shows after this coming up. So yeah, never say never, right?
Right.
Practicing with these guys and getting the fury for it again, and just thinking about starting to write stuff. Who knows? It's a lot of weird shit has happened in the last 5 years, man. This might, something. Who knows? Something may come of it. Something may not. We'll see. But the future looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it would be cool to see you do more shows. I mean, even if they're just few and far between, just like 1 or 2 a year, just to have Earthmover out playing again would be, to a lot of people I know, would be very excited about it.
Yeah, that 90s sound is like back, and yeah, I think that if Earthmover went out, you guys would do like real fucking good.
I have there's been a lot of bands that I'm seeing surfacing lately that I haven't seen forever, or even talking like one of the dudes from Grimlock. I saw him on the Earthmover page, and I fucking love that band.
Oh yeah, dude.
I had to reach out to them and just say, well, I think I dropped like a Prober comment with
Yeah. Prober's king.
Prober's king.
Yeah, Prober's king, stuff like that. We went back for a fucking quick minute, but we played with those guys. I think we played Massachusetts with them back in like 96, 97, somewhere in 96, 97, 98. Just dang, dude. Like, guys, the best.
Is that dude's arms like really as big as they look in the fucking CD or whatever?
I think they fucking were, dude. I remember that dude.
Like, they're fucking huge, dude.
Yeah, I remember that guy I think this was him. He pulled his T-shirt over his fucking head and stuck his mic in his mouth and bent over backwards like a fucking question mark while he was singing. I'm almost positive that was, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Yeah, that dude was a savage, man.
Yeah,
it was good shit.
Yeah, that was
Great
one of the angriest hardcore bands out of the 90s for sure.
The line where all those dicks that slithered into you worth it? You think I can forgive? Oh my God, dude. That's so fucking sick.
Absolutely. No, it's so good. You know, there's a lot of bands that are surfacing again that I'm starting to listen to again that I haven't listened to in fucking years. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Are there any of the newer hardcore bands in the scene that you've been listening to?
Oh boy, that's a great question, man. You know what? I'm a fucking nerd. I shameless plug. You know, I've been really into the Poison Tongue stuff. The you know, their stuff's just killing it lately. You know, I do like the new hardcore hip hop stuff, Illmatic. That stuff's doing really good. That band Doubt It, they're fucking setting it off.
Yeah,
yeah, they're fucking great. You know, I don't go to many shows, man. I live far outside the city, and you know, I get out when I can. But I went to a Doubt It show a while ago, and I was fucking blown away. Like, god damn, these dudes are good. Like, really, really good. So they really piqued my interest. And I gotta say, probably the best band, my most favorite band, Spirit World, man. Those guys are just probably the best stuff that I've heard in a long, long time.
Yeah, all those bands are great. We interviewed Illmatic a while back now. It was like last year sometime, but Bill from the band is a friend of mine. And
nice.
I met him like when they were doing Gutter Ghouls years ago, and I was actually just at that show that they did with Coffin Cats on the day before Thanksgiving.
Nice. Yeah, Joe, the singer Joe, Jay, whatever you call him, he's probably my best friend, man. So, you know, it's not, you know, he's like, oh, check this out. And that band just great band.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. And Joe's been in a ton of great bands too, like with the Alliance and Hyde and all that stuff.
Well, so I don't think he'll mind me saying, you guys know the new news, right?
I don't know until you tell me.
Joe is now, yeah, well, I guess I'll spill it now for everyone. He is now the singer of Downset.
No shit.
So,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're going to be Downset's back.
Holy fuck!
And you know what? I'm gonna go out and say this. I've heard some fucking tracks, and Downset's always been cool.
Yeah.
No doubt, 90s fucking staple. But with Joe's voice, dude, Downset is fucking great now.
That's awesome.
Like with everything that's going on with it, and the production value, and the knowledge that the original member of Downset is bringing with this, coupled with Jay's voice, it's you guys are in for a treat, man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So I know they're gonna be starting to tour here in the new year. I know they're gonna be doing some festivals and stuff. So keep an eye out for it. It's gonna be savage.
I think he talked about Downset when we were interviewing him, like that was a band that they were compared to, that Illmatic was compared to. And he definitely has the voice and the style for it. Like his sound complements that very well.
Yeah, and the old singer Downset, he did a good job, man. But I think that, Jay has that raspy fucking hip hop hardcore voice, and I think it's just gonna fit in there like a fucking glove. Man.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great.
It makes total sense that he would be in there because with Illmatic, with Suicide Kings, with all that stuff, like he's the right man for the job.
Yeah, absolutely.
So with going forward, like with Earthmover kind of coming back into the scene a little bit, do you have any, since the old stuff is so hard to obtain, do you have any plans to repress any of the albums moving forward? Or is that kind of up in the air still?
Up until now, I'll be honest with you, absolutely not. I never even thought about it. And then somebody just hit me up the other day and were like, what would you think about me repressing this stuff? And, that's a conversation to have with, the members of the band that we haven't even had that conversation yet. But I wouldn't say it's off the table. If it's out there and people want to listen to it and it's so hard to obtain with the old stuff, I would have no issue, doing something like that again and re-releasing it. I think that'd actually be pretty cool.
I think it would be awesome. Because there's been a ton of bands lately, like Dogs of War put out Undisputed, Cold as Life's catalog has been being repressed, and like it's been huge. Like people have been buying the shit out of it. So like I don't see any reason why Earthmover wouldn't be the same.
I know.
Yeah, I mean you're right. I think it just took this happening to kind of kick me in the ass and be like, maybe this is a viable thing that we should breathe some life into again.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see.
I mean, even hoodies and merch and stuff too, because all that stuff's hard to obtain. And anytime you see a vinyl copy of Death Carved in Every Word, it's like somewhere in Japan or Germany. And
I got my copy at the 2010 show.
Yeah, I have a CD copy, but that's about it.
And my Themes from Everyday Life CD I got from a dude I worked with at Big Boy when I was like 16. That's the only time I've seen that copy.
Yeah, I've never seen it until
Except
I didn't have a copy of that.
I mean, it's like that hard
I got
to find.
The 10-inch. That's it.
I'll trade you.
Yeah, we'll have what?
It was done on a 10-inch?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Clear and brown. I've been trying to get one for a while. I was going to say we can trade for a little while if you want.
I know we're going to have shit tons of new merch at the show. To be honest with you, I got to put in that order today. I'm being a fucking slacker. But we're going to have, winter cap, the windbreakers again, sweatshirts, 2 or 3 different style of t-shirts. We'll have everything that night. So it should be cool.
Dope.
Daddy needs a new windbreaker.
I love windbreakers, man. I have so many. I don't know if I'll be able to make it down on the 29th or not. It just kind of depends on the weather. But I have friends that are for sure going. Oh, is it the 30th?
30th. Okay. Van load going, dude.
But I'll be, one way or another, I'll be picking up merch, whether I'm there or I got to send somebody with cash.
Well, you know what? If you just let me know, because I'm going to be coming back up to Kalkaska here in about a few weeks. And, if you want me to, I can probably make a pit stop in Alpena.
Okay.
Right on.
That would be dope.
Yeah, I'm me, Dave, trying to think. There's like at least, I think, six of us going in a van. Oh, yeah, and then my old.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so there's a few people.
Oh, yeah. That's good to see that Northern Michigan sending a crew down.
There's a couple of us still
lingering
around. Yeah.
Speaking of Northern Michigan, you guys played here like way back in the day.
Points and Tongues did, yeah. That was great. I still remember that night. That was a great night. That was an awesome night. I got a fucking ticket in Alpena that night.
Oh, is that when you? Is that okay? I'm pretty sure I heard that you stayed at Dave's, and you were like, "I'm never staying in fucking Dave's house again," or whatever, because it's like before you put it together.
Yeah. Offline, I'll tell you some stories about that night.
Okay.
But, that was a good night.
I have a story I want to also tell you, but I can't tell it online either, or on air.
Yeah, I can only imagine Dave's house. I've spent some nights at Dave's house without like a party being there, and there's never like a calm night at Dave's house.
Well, now that
he's married,
it's like you just stay in the garage.
Yeah.
That's what
he's banished to the garage. His wife's like, "No, you're not coming to the house."
It's actually a lot of fun over there, man. Like there'll be like a UFC fight on. There'll be a football game on. There'll be 2 people playing like a football Nintendo game. I don't know.
That's hilarious.
It's like the place to hang out if you like don't go to bars when we don't.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I keep on. I talked to Dave last year, and I'm up north all the time in the summer and the fall. So, and we talked about going fishing, but it never comes to fruition. Hopefully it'll happen this year.
Hell yeah, man. Come up here anytime, dude. Fucking hang out.
Absolutely.
Where did you guys play when you did play here? Because I was, depending on when it was.
As Earthmover, wasn't it like 98?
Earthmover never played there. I don't believe we ever did. Did we? It was a long time ago, dude.
I was fucking 8 years old in 98.
I was just talking to somebody, and they said they had a tape of you playing at a hall
Was it Presqu'île Hall or was it like VFW Hall?
I don't know. No, it would have been. This was back in the day. It would have been like at Wilson Township or some shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Because I just
I'm not
digitized
sure,
a bunch
to
of
be
old
honest with
shows
you. Yeah, I'm not sure.
with like a Path Me and an old Walls of Jericho show. I just like digitized, and then I sent them to Stickney to check out because his bands are on them too.
Huh. Nice. Yeah, I don't even know, man.
Yeah.
I know Poison Tongues played at Alpino, within the last 6-7 years.
That's when, like I met you there or whatever. It was,
okay.
Hey, how you doing or whatever.
Was that at the Attic?
Yeah, at the Attic.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That did not last long.
I think you were looking for Justin Bird. I remember you were asking for where Justin Bird was around, and I don't know why he wasn't there that night.
Oh yeah, whatever happened. I hope he's doing well. Whatever happened to that guy?
He's around. I just talked to him a couple days ago, actually.
Nice, good.
He just like wrote a book and some other
Yeah, he
stuff.
wrote a couple books.
What?
Yeah, dude.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
I can't remember what the name of the book was.
Yeah,
well, there's two of them.
We have a copy of it sitting
Wait,
up
is
front.
it like fiction, nonfiction?
One is what is it? Of the ethers, of the ethos. It's like quotes and stuff, like a whole book of quotes. And then the other one is like a spirituality and like things like that.
Wow. Good on him, man. That's amazing to hear. That's super good. That fires me up.
Fucking A.
Good on him.
He might.
But he was the one who said he had the tape.
If Earthmover did ever play here, I was in '98. I'm only 32, so like I'm a lot younger than even Jeremy.
Sure.
So I would have been like 8 years old, 7 years old, somewhere around there. But
right.
The Poison Tongue show I remember at the Attic, because my friend that owns the tattoo shop that was underneath that, he was the guy that was putting on the shows.
Okay. Yeah, it was a great show. That was a cool show that night. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that venue did not last very long because, like, there was no bar there, but people were always bringing booze. And then, like, there were some nights that I wasn't able to make it because I have a kid who's 13 now. And at the time, he was pretty young, so I was typically, like, at home on the weekends with him and stuff, so I wasn't always able to make it out. But the times that I did, like, it was just there were nights that went fine, and then there were nights that was like a complete shit show where like somebody got way too drunk and said this or that, and then like the rest. Like it just goes downhill from there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's commonplace among shows.
Oh yeah, I've seen it happen time and time again. But like especially like for people who don't drink, because I'm not a big drinker whatsoever, so. We were just talking about this to somebody else, actually, where, like, you get around people who are drinking, and they're like, why is that guy not fucking drinking? Like, what's wrong with him? Like, does he think he's better than us? Or, like, they get, like, this idea in their head, and, like, I'm like, dude, I'm just here to enjoy the show, like.
Sure, absolutely. And, it's in a small group environment, if you're drinking and you're around people drinking, it's great. But if you're not drinking and you're around people that are drinking, it can get real annoying real quick.
Oh, yeah,
nothing against
sure.
it.
No,
trust me. I've been on both sides many times.
Yeah.
But man, there's nothing worse than being around hammered people and you're stone cold sober.
Yeah, because you don't have like there's a level of patience that you have to have, and somewhere along the lines it goes out the window where you're like, Jesus Christ, you guys are like back in junior high again. Like I gotta get the hell out of here.
Absolutely. I'm already stricken with short patience, dude. So
yeah, I'm the same way.
That I should just probably stay home.
That's what I do.
Typically, why I do stay home, because I'm like, it's better to just not start a conflict where there shouldn't be one, and I'll just enjoy it from the sidelines a lot of times.
Absolutely.
But yeah, before I know you're driving and stuff, so like we don't want to keep you forever here. But
no, it's all good, man. I pulled over to give you my undivided attention a while ago, so we're good to go.
Cool. One question that like we do always ask people like towards the end of things is like you're typically playing in hardcore bands, kind of metal bands, and
we know about you like angry heavy bass.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with like the rave
With
music
yeah.
and stuff. So, like, what is something that you listen to that people would not expect you to listen to?
You know, I am a huge Stevie Nicks fan, dude.
Awesome.
My wife and I just went and saw her. I love fucking, 70s classic rock, fucking Eagles,
Oh, you'd
stuff like
fit in
that.
right at this record shop.
Huge fan. I love that
Yeah.
stuff, man. And, both my wife and I, we just went and saw Stevie Nicks. Probably the best concert I ever saw in my life of that genre.
How was she?
Stuff, and I'm
like,
Stevie?
not her voice so much,
She's
but like how'd she look and shit? All right.
She's fucking clean, dude.
That's
that
nuts.
that lady is she in her own right is a fucking savage. She could unbelievable. Just that's all I can say. The show is unbelievable. I'm a huge country guy, dude. I love outlaw country. And even a lot of the new stuff coming out now, like, Shooter Jennings and, the sons of the old, outlaw pioneers.
Like Hank
cool.
3
like Hank and Shooter and those guys.
Yeah, I love that stuff,
what,
man.
He's Waylon Jennings' son, right? Yeah, it's gotta be because Shooter Jennings.
Yep.
Yeah, Hank 3 is a fucking
and
blast.
I think there's a lot of crossover.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, dude, he's awesome.
Yeah, he talk about crossover.
And it's funny. It's like I was listening to an interview with Hank III a while back, and just some of the stuff he was saying, that dude listens to fucking hardcore or music of that genre.
Yep.
It was. I can't remember what the quote was, what he said, but it was a direct correlation between, the hardcore scene and, what he does. And I think a lot of it, it's funny, along the same lines. A while back, I think it was Be Real from Cypress Hill. I was listening to him he was on Rogan.
Okay.
And fucking, he was talking, they were talking about, where he got his influence from. He was like, I'm a fucking metalhead, dude. Like, he straight up came out and said it. He's like, I rip off a lot of the stuff that I do from fucking metal albums. I don't know if he used the word rip off, but he gets, or like, I get a lot of my influences and stuff like that. He was like, look at the cover of Cypress Hill. They look like,
they look like metal covers. Yeah.
So I think a lot of that goes on. I think that pigeonholing people to like one style of music, that's so out the fucking window now. There's no, there may be people that just are like, oh, I only listen to hardcore, but I couldn't even imagine my music collection with nothing but hardcore in it. That'd be fucking boring, dude.
Oh, definitely.
I was listening to a couple of your guys' podcasts, and I know you like interview people that like in the synth pop scene and stuff like that from Europe. And that music's fucking great. Even now, like I love old stuff like fucking Portishead, Massive Attack, shit like that. Old trip hop stuff from England. That stuff's great. I still listen to that all the time. And it's there's a darkness that you can find in that music. There's the same darkness you can find in hardcore. It's just a different beat.
Yeah. Somebody else said that about like, maybe it was like Mike Score. He said that in the interview where he was like, it's just you're still drawn to like the darkness of it. I mean, he was talking about like the
100%.
Smiths or Joy Division, which are bands I love,
Because
absolutely,
it is definitely, it's a darkness, but it's like kind of a different kind of darkness, if that makes sense. But
yeah, it is. It's a different shade, if you will.
Yeah. But yeah, like that's why we like to ask, because
you never know.
Some people are like just really cut and dry, where they're like, nope, I like this, that's it. And, this is what it is. But there's, for the most part, like people are kind of all over the place. So I like to hear what people, aside from the genre of music that they're most associated with, like what else they're into. And like some people have had some really surprising answers. Like Dwid from Integrity was pretty surprising with his long list of stuff. And like I can't, going back, it's hard to remember what everybody said specifically, but there's been some that I was like, holy shit, I never would have expected that.
Yeah, it's, I think it's a breath of fresh air, It's I love to be fucking surprised, man. And I love to be proven wrong. So when either of those things happen, I'm like, God damn, that's pretty fucking cool, dude.
Yeah.
So it's I listened to your Dwid interview, And that was great. That was awesome. Man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
That was a really good interview.
Yeah, we tried to. I mean, in like our eyes, Integrity's been covered like front to back. I mean, they've been a band for 30 plus years, so it was like, well, let's try to get into some of his other stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, man. No, I love Integrity. Great band. It just reminded me, I was living in upstate New York, and I went to this little ass fucking town. There was probably 10 kids there in a basement, and I fucking saw Integrity with American Werewolf. I think it was like 2004, 2005, one of the best shows I ever saw. There was like 20 people there. It was fucking great.
That is gnarly. So, yeah, because probably Dom would have been in the band around that time, maybe.
No, I don't know. Dom was not in the band, because I know Dom.
Oh,
no,
okay.
He wasn't in the band. I don't know. I may have the date or the years. It had to have been, because I was in service in upstate New York. So, and I went alone to the show, and it had to have been between 2002 and 2006.
Oh, okay.
That's when I was there.
Yeah, Integrity's the shit, man. Human Furnace.
I know that. Who the fuck were we?
I think
it's
the vocal test of the song.
Somebody
so
just
funny.
said that the other day where we were talking to.
Oh,
the Happy
Furnace?
Casualties band. They call them a Human Furnace. But yeah, we try to mix up our interviews just so we don't get like lumped into a hardcore only podcast, because being at the record store, like we're fans of everything.
Yeah.
Like we kind of go on little tangents where I might be in like a jazz mood or a hip hop mood, a black metal mood, synth pop. Like it goes all over the place. Like pretty much everything except polka and mariachi music. And you can find me something that's in there. I'll listen to it if it's good, but I haven't heard anything.
Hey, don't cut out fucking polka, man. There might be some out there you never heard yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you never know, because I'm not gonna say that there isn't, but it's not like I've tried to look. So.
Right. I don't think anybody's really tried to look except for our grandparents, or my grandparents, I did.
Or like Weird Al or something.
Oh, my old 80s Polish, man. I know all about this sort of thing. It's not that cool.
Dude,
accordion's a hard instrument to listen to for me. Like, it's just such conflicting sound to hear. Like, I mean, I guess like the goddamn Gallows do it, and like they do it well, but they incorporate other stuff with it. But accordion's it's like xylophone. Like it needs to be done very gracefully.
Man. Yeah, gracefully.
Satan's squeeze box.
Absolutely.
So you said
it's kind of like I love violins, but I love listening to violin. I love hearing a good violin, but man, learning the violin and having to sit through somebody going through that's got to be painful.
Oh yeah, for sure. Until you can actually find like the right way to make a sound and even hold a note correctly, like the screeching that you would have to go through. Man. I couldn't imagine being like a band parent that's like, oh shit, my kid picked up violin.
Fuck, I'd give him a pick, dude, and make him hold it like a guitar. Right. Like it was just a little bass, dude.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Turn it into a mandolin instead.
I have a question. Or can I guess at what songs you might be playing with Poison Tongues?
Yeah, I'll just say it. I think we're doing Lions and we're doing Keep Your Head Down.
Okay. I like those are good.
That's what I was told on last, because they said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I don't care." I was like, "You guys are in the band. You guys feed me the orders, and I'll remember them and learn them, and we'll go from there." And that's what they came up with, and
right on.
Yeah, went from there.
I love when you're watching a band and they bring out the guest who was either did a song with the band or was in the band previously. Like the reception that you get from the crowd, it's always fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Let's hope I don't drop the fucking ball that night.
Yeah. Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah. Just ease into it.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
So is there any other plugs or anything you want to get out?
You know what? Just the main one is December 30th. I hope everybody's there. It's looking like I'm going to start see people that I haven't seen in 20 years. And, I hope everybody brings a real positive attitude, brings their fucking A game. And, gets their cardio up before the show so we can make this one, this night go down Detroit hardcore history as one of the rippers of the fucking decade or whatever you want to call it.
Ripper.
I'm really excited.
Is it definitely a good way to close out and bring in the new year?
Fucking right. I was thinking about that too. It's gonna be we're not straight edge kids, but it's 24. It's gonna be a good year for fucking straight edge merch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
They're gonna put because I remember talking about that like a long time ago. It's like, dude, 2020, they're gonna have fucking the coolest shit out that year. Anyway.
Oh, you know what? Coming to mind, I do got a shameless plug to throw out.
Do it.
A couple of my homies band, Vigilante, new hardcore band that just came out. Dude. They're fucking
sick.
crushing it. So everybody go out and listen to Vigilante. They're gonna, they're doing real good stuff.
Yeah, that band's dope. I just heard them like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, actually, I just my real good friend of mine plays bass in them, and then one of my best friends, John, he plays guitar for them. And I was at John. I stole one of your fucking CDs from Andrew, so don't be pissed at me.
He's like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, right. He's absolutely saying that right now. You'll get over it.
Yeah, there's like we were saying earlier, man. There is a lot of talent in Detroit right now as far as like bands go, hardcore bands, metal bands, whatever you want to say. I mean, I think it's fucking awesome right now.
I mean, they're kind of always but yeah,
absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. Right now,
like Never Ending Game, D Block, fucking Doubt It, like everything we mentioned.
It did seem like it was kind of dormant for a little bit there, and then like after the pandemic and everything, it was like everybody was starved for it, so it came back like full force with it.
And I'm so fucking happy for it.
There's a tidal wave, an absolute tidal wave of talent coming out of Detroit right now.
Fucking right.
From Never Ending Game to fucking, Illmatic to Poison Tongues and D Block and Doubt It and all these bands that are just fucking crushing it. When have you seen such a positive influence coming out of Detroit in the last, 20 years? You get sprinklings here, which are awesome, like Annie Up and, all those bands.
I know
now it's truly a fucking tidal wave of talent coming out of Detroit, and it's a beautiful thing.
I love that it's positive because I remember going down to shows when like the Courage Crew was around and like I mean it was fucking tough, man, and you had to there was that that in the air, that tension in the air, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when I went to the last show at
absolutely
the Russell, that's totally gone, dude. It was just nothing. Like it was, you could feel it. You know what I mean?
That's because weed's legal now, and everybody.
It was just, but it was, there was no. I didn't see any fights. I didn't see any fuck yous. None of that.
It's those memories that make those times that were memorable. You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking C2IC days and the Courage Crew days and. All the negative shit that possibly happened in the scene, that was a part of the fucking scene, man. And that was the part, whether we liked it or not, that was the part, that stuff built it. That stuff gave stuff a legend, right? The people and some of the things that happened and some of the crazy things that went on and some of the characters that were a part of it. You wouldn't have Detroit hardcore if you didn't have that fucking insanity. So it all builds, but I think now everybody's here to help one another, and it seems like it's a really good thing. I think that it'd be really nice to see, some of the new and upcoming bands really have more of a chance at shows. That's one thing I'd like to see, but it's hopefully that stuff comes around a little bit. But after that, I think the scene's doing pretty goddamn good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
So one more thing I did want to ask, just out of curiosity, like since you were around for all of the early day craziness, do you have any like wild show stories in particular from back then, like with Cold as Life or anything like that?
It's not. It was at a Cold as. Was it at a Cold as Life show? The only one that I have to think of right now. I think it was at a Cold as Life show. It was Cold as Life Cro-Mag show. I don't know. I went to, there's this old venue called the Falcon Club. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It was in Hamtramck, and they did shows a long, long time ago. And, you know, this was 394, something like that. It was a long time ago.
Like 8 years
and
old.
I walk up, and there's this big impending dude sitting at the door. And I walk up, and I'm just by my lonesome, and he's like, "Hey, man, you know who Harley Flanagan is?" And I'm like, yeah, the dude from the Cro-Mags. He's like, "I'm going to fucking kill him." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" I was like, "That's pretty cool." And he's sitting there, he pulls out a fucking knife that's like 2 feet long. I'm like, "Roger that." Like, good to know, man. And then he goes on a diatribe how he's going to dismantle Harley. And I'm like, I fucking love Harley, dude. Like, Best Wishes is one of the best Cro-Mag albums ever. That's just one story. There's a million of them. If you would have given me this question to rehearse before, I probably could have thought one up, but on the spot now.
I knew there would be a ton, but I was like, well, maybe there's one that just comes to mind right away that is stands above the rest or something. That was kind of wild, and that is fucking wild.
Yeah, man. Let me dig back in my.
A lot of people wanted to kill Harley at one time, though, for one reason or another. It seems like.
Probably, yeah. You know, the guy never did nothing to me, and you know, but yeah, I have heard that 100%.
Funny.
He's been playing shows since he was like fucking 10 or something.
There is a picture with him and Joe Strummer. That shit's tight, dude. That's fucking cool.
He was at like Max's Kansas City and shit, like as a super like my kid's age, and I'm like, fuck, dude, I couldn't imagine my kid being there.
Yeah,
I know, right?
I think a long time ago I read a portion of his, like, somebody did an autobiography or biography on him, and like his mom was a hippie, and like just his whole story is super interesting. Now he's like a fucking high-ranking black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he's just a super interesting guy. And you know, you hate him or don't hate him, whatever, but people like that make the stories. It's people like that give us something to talk about, that created the fucking scene, and that have that, you know, I don't know what the word, infamous, but they're the ones that all the stories are built off of. You know, when we go, who the fuck's going to talk about us, man? You know, you need to be Harley Flanagan wanting people to fucking stab you and doing wild shit.
That's probably why he's a black belt now. He's like, people are trying to kill me. It's probably why he's a black belt now. Like, fucking enough people were trying to screw with him, so he's like,
fuck this.
Probably.
Come at me, dude. Like, I'm ready.
Probably. Absolutely.
But yeah, there was I can't remember what his, like, was it the Stimulators or something like that? That his, like, super early band? Yep. Is it the Stimulator? Yep. Did I have it right? Wow, I fucking dug that out. But, I remember seeing it in, like, a Max's Kansas City documentary, and I'm like, is that fucking Harley Flanagan? And then, like, it goes to it, like, the next screen or whatever, and, like, he's being interviewed, and I'm like, holy shit, that is him.
Yeah, it's so weird, dude.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
It's kind of like seeing that, like, Freddie Madball, old, where he's, like, a little kid and seeing those old pictures.
Can you imagine, dude, being brought up with that influence around you, like Roger Moret, and Vinny Stigma, and all those dudes from fucking iconic. Oh, I don't have a Detroit hardcore story, but I got a pretty cool hardcore story I can share with you.
Yeah,
let's do it.
If it's so about, dude, this was probably 1992, 91, something like that. Me and a couple buddies, just off the whim, were like, let's drive to fucking New York City. So we get in a car, we drive to New York City, and we didn't have fucking shit. We didn't have $1 to our name. I don't know how we came up with this grandiose idea, but we drive to New York City, and we go there, and it's New Year's Eve on Manhattan. Somebody breaks into our fucking car and steals everything we have. Steals our wallet, well, not our wallets, but any spare money we had in there and our backpacks and all that. We didn't have shit. We didn't have enough money to buy a hotel room or anything like that. And at that time, I was super into, like, Shelter and you know, Ray Kappa's project Shelter. That was that super hard or that Christian hardcore band.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, well, fuck, you know, I looked at one of the dudes and I'm like, well, we ain't got no money for food. And one of us wired a family member to try and get us some money, Western Union.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's go to the Krishna. It was like a Sunday, right? Or Saturday, whatever. I was like, let's go to the fucking Krishna temple in Brooklyn. I was like, I know that like Ray Capel and those dudes from Shelter go there to get free food.
Yeah.
Or like they go there, they got these free meals and shit. So, you know, Youth of Today and Bold and all those bands, those were the bands that got me into hardcore, that early straight edge stuff.
Yeah,
so I'm like, okay. Angry. They're like, yeah, let's fucking go. So, you know, we have enough money to get on the fucking subways, and we get to, I still remember this night, dude. I forget a lot, but it was on Skimmerhorn Street in Brooklyn. And we end up at the Krishna temple, and I fucking walk in, dude, and who's there but Ray Capo, infamous singer of Shelter, Youth of Today, fucking Sammy, the dude from Bold, from Bold, some of the guys from fucking who else was it? It was like a New York hardcore who's who eating fucking Krishna food.
Everybody but Mike Judge.
Everybody but Mike Judge, right?
Yep.
And they were super fucking cool. They're like, hey, come on, sit down. And I'm like, you know, at that time, I'm in fucking high school, and I'm fucking hanging out with fucking Ray Capo and fucking the dudes from Youth of Today. I forgot what the guitarist's name is now because I'm on the spot.
Purcell.
Purcelli. Yeah, they're all there, and I'm just like, I'm breaking bread with these dudes on a whim, broke as shit at a Krishna temple, and I left there that night. And I remember Shelter was playing Connecticut that night because Ray was like, why don't you guys come with us to the show? It's all good. And I'm like, oh man, we don't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, so we really couldn't go and go. But it was pretty cool, man. You know, I haven't remembered, to be honest with you, I haven't remembered or told that story in probably 10 years. So that was pretty cool.
That's a good fucking story, dude.
Yeah, that is a wild fucking story to just walk in there and see like this super group of people.
Dude, like all the people, like the dudes from Bold, Youth of Today, I think fucking Judge.
Yeah, it'd be like Project X or whatever. Right there.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. 100%. So yeah, that was cool, man. It was cool.
Fucking A.
I think that was what, 93, 92?
Wow. Something like that. I was literally a baby.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
I would have been like 1 or 2. Fucking probably at home watching the intro to Married with Children so I could fall asleep.
Hey, don't knock Married with Children, dude. That's a great show. It would never come on TV now. They could never make that show now.
I know, that
was fucking hilarious.
I love that show. But when I was a kid, my mom used to put me asleep to the theme song, so she had it recorded.
Oh, so you just listen to Frank and
play it on repeat. I guess it would put me to sleep.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Which is funny because later on in life, like it used to be on TV at like 4 or 5 in the morning. So like you'd be up real late and I'd be like, oh shit, I'm going to sleep to Married with Children again.
Yeah, that is ironic.
But anyways, man, I know you got a bunch of stuff going on today and things to do. So we'll let you get going here. First and foremost, we want to thank you for taking the time to jump on the show. Like, it's been really cool talking to you, hearing about the upcoming show, some old stories, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time out, Len.
It was awesome. Thanks for doing this, guys. And, honestly, let me tell you, I've listened to a bunch of your interviews on here. You guys are doing a great thing. So please keep it up, man. I'm looking forward to hearing more of your episodes. And thanks for having me on, man. I hope to see everybody at the show.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you listening and appreciate the appreciation on your end. It's cool to hear from people that actually enjoy the show because we enjoy doing it. So we definitely plan to keep putting stuff out. And we do have a lot of cool things with some big to us people coming up.
Yeah.
I don't want to give spoilers.
Yeah, don't stop,
so
man.
You'll have to stay tuned. But yeah, good luck with the show. If I'm not able to make it, yeah, for sure. If I'm not able to make it, good luck with the show. If I am able to make it down, I'll definitely make it a point to say what's up while we're there.
I'll hold you to that.
But all right, man. You have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you again.
Awesome,
out,
guys.
man.
Thank you so much. I'll talk to y'all soon.
All right.